Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, let's step into a world just bursting with vibrant tastes and aromas. It really feels like a warm hug from the past. We're not just talking about a side dish here. We're kind of unfolding this cherished family story, one that's been simmering for literally millennia.
Yeah, it's incredible.
We're diving into the fascinating universe of Indian pickles achar. It's so much more than just a spicy kick. These are like a living testament to Indian ingenuity, adaptability, just amazing culinary artistry.
Indeed, and it's a legacy. Wow, it stretches back over 4,000 years.
4,000?
Yeah, think about it. The Indus Valley Civilization, maybe 2,500 to 1,500 BCE.
Yeah.
To think this tradition has such deep, deep roots that really connects you to the past in a tangible way.
Absolutely. And the reason it started, it seems so fundamental, right?
Yeah.
How do you hold on to the best of the seasons? How do you make sure you have food through the leaner times? It was really about survival, wasn't it?
Precisely. The earliest pickling, it was born right out of that necessity. In the Indus Valley, they cleverly used what was around them. Salt, the richness of mustard oil, and of course the sun.
Simple but effective.
Very. We have evidence they were preserving things like cucumbers and probably the most famous one, mangoes. The salt, draws out moisture, stops spoilage.
Right, the high salinity.
Exactly. And the oil creates that barrier against air and moisture. Basic science, but genius for the time.
Can you just imagine those early methods? Sun-drying everything, carefully packing it all into earthen pots.
Yeah.
Sometimes even burying them for fermentation, for maturation. That slow process, that patience. It says so much about how well they understood nature.
It really does. It wasn't just about keeping food from going bad. It was about preserving flavor, carrying the essence of one season right into the next. A little jar of sunshine, almost.
And it wasn't just about food preservation either, was it?
Huh?
I read that ancient Indian texts, Ayurveda, actually mentioned pickles for health.
That's right. They saw them as digestive aids and also a way to get beneficial medicinal spices into your daily diet.
It's amazing how food and well-being were so linked right from the start. Spices like fenugreek, turmeric, that really distinct asafoetida. They weren't just for taste. They were thought to help digestion, boost immunity, even help balance the body's energies, the doshas in Ayurveda.
Exactly. And the language reflects it too. The Sanskrit word achar shows up in early literature. It shows it was part of everyday life, even rituals.
Interesting.
And fun fact, the word achar might actually have Persian origins.
Oh, but really?
Yeah, it suggests that even back then, there was this cross-cultural sharing happening.
Which makes perfect sense thinking about the trade routes. India's position on the Silk Road, the spice routes. That must have brought in so many new things.
Oh, completely. A constant flow of new ingredients, new techniques. Persian and Middle Eastern traders, for instance, brought vinegar-based pickling methods.
Ah, so another preservation technique.
Right. And then much later, European colonists introduced things from the New World like chilies and tomatoes. Can you imagine Indian food without chilies now?
Hard to picture. They added so much vibrancy.
Totally transformed things. And don't forget the Mughal era with their murabbas.
Those sweet and savory preserves.
Yes, fruit preserves, sometimes quite elaborate. It shows how preserving evolved from just necessity into a real culinary art form. Every new influence just added another layer.
And all that history, plus India's huge geographic diversity. That's why we have this absolutely staggering variety of pickles today, right? A pickle for every palate.
Exactly that. You can almost map the country by its pickles. Think about the north, often drier climates, so you see more oil-based pickles. That oil seals things in.
Like the classic Emka Achar mango pickle. That pungent mustard oil, the fenugreek, fennel.
Yeah.
It's iconic.
Totally. Then you go south and things get fiery. Andra's avocado mango pickle is intense. Or you find tangy tamarind pickles, pickled gooseberries, amla, often using sesame oil, curry leaves.
Such different flavor profiles.
Completely. And in the east, Bengali pickles often use mustard oil and seeds prominently. Then you have unique ones from Odisha, Assam, sometimes even fish or bamboo shoot pickles.
Wow, fish pickles.
Yep. And west, Gujarat's got sweet and spicy mango pickles, like gorkari. Maharashtra has mathamba mango with fenugreek and jaggery. Goa, being coastal, has unique fish pickles, too. It's just a flavor explosion across the country.
And the truly special thing is, within all these regional styles, you have the family recipes, passed down for generations.
The real treasures.
Each jar holds a family memory, doesn't it? That tiny variation in spice might be a grandmother's secret. It's more than food, it's legacy.
It really is. And think about how they were traditionally made. It was often a community affair, families gathering, the sound of chopping, the smell of spices.
You can almost picture it.
Earthenware jars lined up in the sun, that slow fermentation happening. There's a certain magic to it. You can almost taste the time and care.
It's beautiful. Such a contrast to how things often are today. You know, with glass jars, refrigeration, quick vinegar pickles.
Which have their place, of course. Convenience is important.
Sure, but that heart, that essence of the old ways, you can still find it. And you can definitely taste it in a really good homemade or traditionally made pickle.
And they're not just, a little something on the side. Pickles are vital to an Indian meal. That little bit of vizing, that pop of color and complexity, it lifts everything.
Absolutely. A tiny spoonful can make plain rice and dal feel like a feast. They cut through richness, cleanse the palate in a thali.
And they really symbolize abundance, hospitality, the cleverness of turning seasonal bounty into something you enjoy all year, true ingenuity.
And we touched on health earlier. Beyond just taste, there's that traditional value. The fermentation that creates beneficial bacteria, right?
Yeah.
Good for the gut.
Yes, the probiotics. And spices like turmeric and mustard seeds do have anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties, traditionally speaking.
But, and this is important, moderation is key.
Definitely. That intense flavor often means a lot of salt and oil. They're potent, meant to be enjoyed in small amounts, really complementing the meal rather than dominating it.
Right. It's a condiment, ultimately.
Exactly. And now, these amazing flavors are going global.
It's fantastic to see. The Indian diaspora has carried them everywhere, and people internationally are really waking up to these bold, complex tastes.
And you see this lovely revival of old recipes, small artisanal brands, home cooks sharing their heritage, often with a focus on quality ingredients, sustainability.
Yeah, using organic produce, minimal preservatives, better packaging. It shows respect for the tradition and the planet.
And chefs are getting creative too, using pickles and fusion dishes. It just shows how versatile and appealing these flavors really are.
So when you trace the journey of the Indian pickle, wow. It's a story of adaptation, innovation, community, connecting ancient practices right to our modern tables.
It really is. Pickles are like a culinary bridge across generations, regions, even cultures. They're so much more than food. They're memory keepers, aren't they? Vessels of tradition preserved in oil and spice.
It definitely makes you think. How can something seemingly so simple, like a jar of pickles, hold such an incredibly deep and flavorful history? It makes you wonder, what other everyday things in our own lives, our own heritage, might hold equally rich stories, just waiting for us to notice them?